The shotgun blast echoed through the cornfields like God's own thunder, shattering the summer night into a million jagged pieces. I froze on the back porch, my heart slamming against my ribs, as the acrid smell of gunpowder mixed with the sweet rot of overripe stalks. "Jose!" I screamed, my voice cracking like the whip of a belt I'd felt too many times before, because in that split second, I knew it was him out there, my little brother, bleeding out in the dirt for a secret we'd buried deeper than our old man's grave. I was 13 when Jose came into our lives, a scrawny 9-year-old with eyes like polished obsidian and a grin that could melt the frost off a Kansas winter morning. Our folks, Ma and Pa, as everyone in Elmwood called them, had fostered kids before, but Jose was different. He wasn't the usual broken-down stray from the system. He was fire wrapped in barbed wire, all spit and spark from the streets of East L.A. Pa said he was a fighter, like that was a compliment, but I saw the bruises blooming under his 2 big hand-me-downs, the way he'd flinch at loud noises but charge headfirst into a scrap anyway. Elmwood was the kind of town where secrets festered like untreated wounds. Flat as a pancake, with endless fields of corn whispering lies to the wind, it sat smack in the heart of Oklahoma, where football Fridays were religion and anything that didn't fit the mold got tarred and feathered. Our house was a sagging 2-story on the edge of town, paint peeling like old skin, with a wraparound porch that creaked under the weight of too many regrets. Ma worked doubles at the diner, slinging hash browns and small talk to truckers who smelled like diesel and despair. Pa fixed tractors at the co-op, his hands black with grease and his temper blacker still after a 6-pack. Me, I was Douglas Hale, the good son. Straight-A quarterback with a jawline that made the cheerleaders giggle and dreams of escaping to OU on a scholarship. Life was scripted. Mow the lawn, help Pa in the garage, keep my head down. But then Jose showed up, clutching a garbage bag of clothes that smelled like mothballs and fear, and everything tilted off its axis. That first night, he wouldn't eat. Sat at the kitchen table poking at Ma's meatloaf like it was poisoned. "Come on, kid," Pa grunted, slamming his fork down. "You ain't in Cali no more. Eat or starve." Jose's eyes flicked to me, wide and wary, like I was the only anchor in the storm. I slid my plate over, mashed potatoes and all. "Here. It's not bad." Ma's secret's the ketchup. He took a tentative bite, then another, and by the end, he was wolfing it down, gravy smeared on his chin like war paint. From there, it was us against the world. I'd drag him to the creek behind the old mill, skipping rocks until our arms ached, teaching him how to bait a hook without gagging on the worms. "You're my shadow now, Jose," I'd say, ruffling his thick black hair that always fell into his eyes. "Nobody messes with the Hales." He'd laugh, that deep belly laugh that didn't match his size. And for a minute, the world felt right. 2 boys building forts out of scrap wood, dreaming of riding out on a Harley when we were old enough to steal one. But shadows creep in slow. Pa's belt came out more often after the foster checks started rolling in, like Jose was a reminder of every dollar he hadn't made welding pipelines. "Useless spick," he'd mutter under his breath when Jose botched a chore, the words slicing sharper than leather. I'd step in, take the licks for him, my back a map of welts by 16. Ma would patch us up with Bactine and Bible verses, her hands trembling as she whispered, "Boys, family's all we got. Hold tight." Jose held tighter than most. By 12, he'd shot up like a weed, all gangly limbs and quiet fury. School was a battlefield, kids calling him Beaner in the halls, shoving him into lockers. I'd find him in the bathroom stalls, knuckles bloody from punching tile. "Why do they hate me, Doug?" he'd ask, voice small as a child's. I'd pull him into a hug, our chests pressing in that innocent way brothers do, and murmur, "They hate what they don't understand. But I get you. Always will." High school hit like a freight train. I was king of the gridiron, dating Sarah Jenkins because she smelled like vanilla and made Pa proud with her Baptist smile. Jose tagged along like a stray pup, acing math without trying, sketching graffiti tags on his notebooks that looked like street art from the city. Girls fluttered around him by freshman year. Hell, even some guys eyed him funny in the locker room. But he brushed them off, always orbiting me. "You're the only one who sees me," he'd say, slinging an arm over my shoulder after practice, his touch lingering a beat too long. I didn't think much of it then. Brothers, right? Blood or not, we were thick as thieves. But puberty's a cruel bastard, carving lines where there weren't any before. I'd catch myself watching him in the shower after football, steam curling around his lithe frame, water tracing paths down skin the color of café au lait. "Shake it off, Doug. He's your kid brother. The one you swore to protect." Summer of '09 changed the script. I was 17, Jose 13, and Pa's drinking had escalated from six-pack to fifths. One night, after Pa shattered a bottle over the mantel, Ma's favorite, the one from her wedding, Jose bolted into the fields, me chasing like always. We collapsed under the stars, panting, his head on my chest. "I love you, Doug," he whispered, not kid stuff love, but something heavier, like a vow. My throat tightened. "Love you too," squirt. But as his fingers traced idle circles on my arm, a spark ignited wrong, forbidden, electric. I shoved it down, buried it under touchdowns and term papers. College scouts came sniffing. OU offered a full ride. Jose beamed at my signing party, all proud eyes and backslaps. But there was a shadow in his smile, like he knew I was leaving him behind. "Don't forget me in the big city," he joked, punching my gut. I ruffled his hair. "Never, Jose. You're stuck with me," fate laughed. Freshman year at Norman. Parties blurred into hookups. Girls with fake laughs and wandering hands that never quite fit. I'd wake up hungover, staring at the ceiling, Jose's face flashing in my mind. Texts flew between us. His tales of high school drama, my bullshit about frat life. "Miss you, bro." He'd send at 2 a.m., and I'd reply, "Miss you more," heart pounding like I'd run a marathon. Sophomore year, I came home for break, and there he was, 15 now, filled out, with cheekbones that could cut glass and a swagger that turned heads at the diner. We cruised the backroads in Pa's old Chevy, radio blasting Springsteen, windows down to taste the freedom. One night, parked by the quarry, he cracked a beer, stolen from Pa's stash, and passed it over. "To us," he toasted, clinking the can against mine. Our knees bumped in the tight cab, and when he leaned in to wipe foam from my lip, time stuttered. His touch burned. I pulled back, mumbling about the game on TV. But the seed was planted, twisting roots into my gut. By the time I graduated summa cum laude, baby Jose was 17, a senior with a sketchbook full of dreams and a glare that dared the world to break him. I landed a job in Tulsa, entry-level at an engineering firm, suit and tie choking me like a noose, Home was a weekly drive. Excuses to check on Ma. Dodge Pa's rants about woke bullshit on the news. That's when the calls started. Jose. Voice thick with something unspoken. Doug. I think I'm different. Heart-to-hearts over burnt diner coffee. Him confessing the boys who'd cornered him in the gym showers. The whispers about faggots in Bible study. What if they find out? He'd whisper. Eyes pleading. I'd grip his hand under the table. Then they deal with me first. Your family, Jose. My family, but family lines blur in the dark. One Christmas Eve, snow blanketing Elmwood like a shroud, we snuck out to the old barn, bottles of Jack in our coats. Laughter turned to silence, then to stories, his from the barrio, mine from the bottle. He leaned against me, head on my shoulder. You're the only one who makes sense, he murmured. I froze, his breath warm on my neck. When he tilted up, lips brushing mine in a question, I didn't pull away. The kiss was fire, tentative, then desperate, tasting of whiskey and want. Hands roamed, shirts tugged, bodies pressing in the hay-scented loft. It was wrong, 1,000 ways, but in that moment, it was us. Pure, unbroken. We swore it off after. Mistake, I gasped, zipping up, guilt crashing like waves. He nodded, eyes wet, but the damage was done. Nothing would be the same. Tulsa swallowed me whole. Skyscrapers scraping a sky that felt too big. Happy hours bleeding into all-nighters crunching spreadsheets. The job paid the bills, but it was a cage. Golden bars of routine and rent. I'd stare at my phone. Jose's texts lighting up like beacons. Crushed that physics test. You proud? Thumbs up. Heart emoji. Always the heart. He graduated top of his class. Valedictorian speech a quiet fuck you to the small minders who tried to grind him down. Ma cried. Pa grunted approval over a lukewarm handshake. I drove in for the ceremony, suit rumpled from the road, and when Jose spotted me in the crowd, he vaulted the stage railing, hugging me fierce enough to crack ribs. My hero, he whispered, nuzzling my neck. The crowd awed, thinking brotherly love. Only we knew the heat beneath. That summer, he crashed at my apartment. Internship at a graphic design firm downtown. Couch his throne. Nights were ours. Takeout Thai on the balcony. Binging Tarantino flicks till dawn. He'd sketch while I ranted about office politics. His pencil flying over paper, capturing my scowl in sharp lines. You're tense. Doug, he'd say, massaging my shoulders, thumbs digging into knots I didn't know I had. I'd melt, guilt gnawing, but his touch was home. One humid July evening, after a Cubs game on TV, White Sox lost. As usual, we cracked open the bourbon. Conversation meandered to futures. His art school dreams in Chicago. My promotion whispers. What if I don't want to go? He said suddenly, swirling his glass. Eyes locked on mine. Dark and depthless. What if I want to stay? With you. Air thickened. I set my drink down. Throat dry. Jose. We talked about this. That night. It can't. Why not? He scooted closer, knee pressing mine. Because Pa would lose his shit? Because Elmwood's full of Bible thumpers? Screw him. Doug. It's you and me. Always has been. His hand on my thigh. Sliding up. Intent clear. I caught his wrist. Pulse hammering under my fingers. I'm your brother. The word tasted like ash. Not by blood, he shot back. Fierce. Foster paper bullshit. Doesn't change how I feel. He leaned in, lips hovering. Tell me you don't feel it too. I did. God help me. I did. The pull, magnetic and merciless, like gravity rewriting the stars. I kissed him then, slow and deliberate, tasting the truth we dodged for years. Clothes shed in a frenzy, bodies tangling on the thrift store couch, exploration turning to urgency, gasps echoing off bare walls. He was fire under my hands, arching, whispering my name like prayer. In the afterglow, sweat slick and spent, he curled into me. Love you, Doug. For real. I held him till morning, whispering back, but dawn brought the crash. Staring at the ceiling, his head on my chest, reality clawed in. What were we doing? Incest-adjacent taboo, in a world that'd crucify us for less. We gotta be careful, I murmured, stroking his hair. No one can know. He nodded, but his eyes held a storm. I don't want to hide. We tried. God, we tried. Stolen weekends when Ma thought he was at friends. Quickies in the truck after dark. Dates disguised as bro hangs, drive-ins, bonfires, his hand in mine under the blanket. It was bliss wrapped in barbed wire, every touch a risk, every glance loaded. Fall came, crisp leaves crunching underfoot. Jose deferred Chicago for a semester, citing family obligations. Pa beamed at the loyalty. I drowned in guilt. Then Sarah reappeared, my high school ex, now a paralegal with curves and a ringless finger. She cornered me at the Elmwood Fall Fair. All giggles and, remember us? One beer led to 3. Nostalgia to her place. Waking tangled in her sheets. Regret sour as bile. What the hell was I doing? Covering tracks. Chasing normalcy. Jose found out via Ma's gossip chain. Showed up at my door that night. Face thunderous. Sarah? Really? Doug? He shoved past, pacing my living room like a caged panther. After everything? It was nothing. I lied, grabbing his arm. A mistake. Bullshit. He whirled, eyes blazing. You're scared. Running back to pussy and picket fences because loving me's too hard. Words failed. I pulled him close, kissing the fight out of him, bodies slamming together in angry need. Bruises bloomed from grips too tight, but it was catharsis, raw, reclaiming. I'm sorry, I gasped later, tracing his ribs. I love you. Only you. He forgave, but cracks spiderwebbed. Trust frayed like old rope. Thanksgiving snapped it. Back in Elmwood, Pa's eyes bloodshot, Ma's turkey dry as dust. Jose and I sat across the table, knees brushing accidental on purpose. Conversation turned to the gays on TV, some ruling out east. Weddings legal now. Pa snorted. Adam and Steve. My ass. God's got a plan. And it ain't that rainbow crap. Jose's fork clattered. Maybe God's plan includes love. Pa. Real love. Table froze. Pa's face purpled. Watch your mouth, boy. Or get out. I jumped in, heart in throat. He's just saying, stay out of it. Douglas. Pa's glare pinned me. You let this fairy talk like that. Jose bolted, chair scraping. I followed, finding him retching in the snow-dusted yard. Fuck them. He spat, wiping his mouth. Fuck hiding. We drove out to the quarry. Truck idling. Heat blasting. I can't do this anymore, he said. Voice breaking. Pretending. For them. For you. I'm trying. Jose. For us. I cupped his face. Thumbs brushing tears. We'll figure it. Headlights pierced the dark. A cruiser. Slow roll. Deputy Harlan. Pa's old hunting buddy. Evening. Boys. Curfew for minors. Eyes lingered on our closeness. Everything all right? Jose tensed. I forced a grin. Just blowing off steam, deputy. Heading home, he nodded, but suspicion hung like smoke. That night, sleep evaded. By morning, Pa cornered me in the garage. What's with you two? Harlan called. Said you looked cozy. Nothing, Pa. Brothers, that's all. He backhanded me, ring splitting my lip. Don't lie to me, boy. I smell sin. Blood trickled. I wiped it, tasting copper. Mind your own, old man. Jose overheard, bursting in fists flying. Pa swung, clocking him square. Chaos erupted, me tackling Pa. Jose scrambling back. Ma shrieking from the door. Enough, my boys. Pa stormed out, shotgun in tow. Get that devil out my house. Jose packed that night, duffel slung over shoulder. Chicago it is. Kiss goodbye. Salt sting sweet. Wait for me. Always. Door clicked shut. Silence screamed. Months blurred. Texts dwindled to drips. His classes. My climbs. Christmas card. A sketch of us by the creek. Boys eternal. I framed it. Hid in drawer. Spring thaw brought the call. Jose. Voice shattered. I fucked up. Doug. He'd met someone. Tyler. Art major with bleach tips and a laugh like wind chimes. It's casual, Jose insisted over the line. City noise buzzing behind. But feels easy. No hiding. My chest caved. Easy, echoed hollow. That's what you want? Silence stretched. Yeah. Maybe. Don't hate me. Hate? I carve out my heart first. Never. Squirt. Just be happy. Hung up. Punched the wall till drywall cratered. Bloodied knuckles. Bourbon haze. Sarah called next day, timing impeccable. Heard about your brother. Rough. Dinner turned to drinks. Comfort to her bed. Again. Normalcy's siren song. Summer hit. Jose home for break. Awkward as a root canal. Polite nods at family barbecue. Eyes avoiding like magnets repelled. Tyler texts pinged his phone. I'd catch glimpses. Jealousy acid in veins. One night. Porch swing creaking. Ma inside dozing to Wheel of Fortune. How is he? I asked. Voice neutral. Jose shrugged. Beer sweating in grip. Good. Intense. Paints nudes. Smokes too much weed. Glanced over. Moonlight carving his jaw. Missed this. Us. Air charged. I swallowed. Don't. Why? Scared you'll feel it again. He set the bottle down. Hand ghosting my knee. I do. Every damn day. Pulled him in before sense kicked. Kiss hungry. Hands frantic under shirts. Stumbled to my old room. Bed springs protesting as we devoured years of ache. Missed you, he groaned. nails raking my back. Climax shattered us, quiet sobs in after. Morning regret double dose. Tyler called mid-coffee. Jose answered, all casual, hey babe, while I died inside. Gotta go, he mouthed, fleeing to shower. Left me with cold eggs and colder truth. Borrowed time. Pa's health tanked then. Liver shot from the bottle. Doc's grim. Hospice talk floated. Ma begged us to make peace. We did. Sort of awkward visits. Pa wheezing apologies through oxygen mask. Didn't mean to hurt you boys. Eyes on Jose. Heavy. Love you, son. Jose squeezed his hand. Tears unshed. Love you too. Pa. Later. In hall. He broke. Hate how it twists me up. I held him. Hospital fluorescence buzzing. Family's messy. But it's ours. He left for Chicago end of break. Tyler waiting. Last hug lingered. I inhaled his scent. Paint and pine. Take care. Doug. You too. Fall promotions came, me to project lead. Fancy office with a view. Celebrated solo. Whiskey neat. Sarah pushed for more, weekends away. Talks of rings. We're good together, she'd coo. Nails trailing my chest. I'd nod. But visions of Jose's ink-smeared fingers haunted. Thanksgiving. Elmwood again. Pa fading. Ma ghost in apron. Jose showed solo, Tyler's family stuff. Dinner strained. Small talk knives. After. By the fire pit. Embers glowing like accusations. How's it going? I probed. Poking logs. He stared into flames. Tyler's. Fine. But it's not. Trailed off. Swigging from flask. God. Doug. I see you and it's like breathing again. Don't say it. But I was there. Hand over his on the Adirondack. Why fight? He turned. Firelight dancing in eyes. Pa's dying. Life's short. Pulled apart by headlights. Tyler's rental. Late arrival. Golden boy. Tall. Easy smile. Hugs all around. Doug. Right? Jose talks about you nonstop. Grip firm. Eyes appraising. That night. Insomnia gnawed. Heard the guest room door creak, Jose. Padding to kitchen. Followed. Shadows long. Can't sleep. He jumped. Then sighed. Guilt's a bitch. Poured milk. Chugged straight. Tyler's great on paper. But you. Kitchen tile cold under bare feet. I stepped close. Foreheads touching. What are we doing? Jose. Falling. Whisper. Then mouth on mine, soft. Inevitable. Backed against counter. His legs wrapping. Urgency building. Upstairs bed dipped under us. Slow this time. Savoring stolen inches. Tyler snored oblivious down hall. We muffled moans in pillows. Dawn guilt tsunami. Jose slipped back. I showered off sin. Over breakfast. Tyler's arm casual around him. I choked on sausage. Pa slipped away New Year's Eve. Peaceful. Morphine dream. Funeral pact. Elmwood turning out for the sinner saint. Eulogy mine. Words stumbling. He taught us grit. And love. In his way. Jose beside. Hand brushing mine unseen. After. At the wake. Tyler hovered. Charming ants. Charming all but me. Jose pulled me aside. Barn shadows cool. This can't keep happening. I know. Throat tight. End it with him. Can't. He loves me. Pain flickered. And you got Sarah. Touchdown. It's not. Save it. He walked away, Tyler's arm reclaiming. Spring brought blooms and breaks. Jose texted, over with Tyler. Needed space. Heart soared, then crashed, followed by, but us? Too toxic. Months radio silence. I dumped Sarah, truth serum. You're amazing. But not him. She slapped, stormed. I deserved. Summer scorched. Drove to Chicago unannounced. Wrigley buzz in veins. Found his walk-up. Door cracked, moans spilling out. Froze. Inside. Jose tangled with some faceless guy. Art supplies strewn like casualties. Backed away. Gutted. Texted. Saw enough. Be happy. His reply. Doug. Wait. Deleted. Blocked. Drove home. Windows down. Wind whipping tears. Fall equinox. Ma called. Jose's in trouble. Come quick. Elmwood PD station smelled like stale coffee and despair. Flickering fluorescence over linoleum scarred by too many dragged heels. Harlan met me at the door. Hat in hand. Face etched deeper than last plow lines. Douglas. Rough business. Where's Jose? Voice steady. Barely. Interrogation 2. Assault charge. That boyfriend ex showed up wasted. Started swinging. Your brother defended himself. Broke the guy's jaw. Tyler. Shit. He okay. Bruised. Mouthy. Harlan sighed. Leading the way. Kids got fire. Like you. Glass partition fogged slight. Jose slumped in metal chair. Wrists cuffed loose. Lips split. Eye swelling purple. But chin up. Defiance radiating. Spotted me. Softened infinitesimal. Doug. Bail posted quick. Ma's savings drained. Outside. Night air thick with thunder rumble. Truck cab silent till outskirts. What the hell? Jose. He came at me. Called me your whore. Spit the word like venom. Said he'd out us to Pa's grave. Rage boiled. And you deck him? Had to. Glanced over. Vulnerable. Can't let him ruin us. Ghost word. Haunting. Pulled over by creek, our creek engine ticking cool. There is no us. Not anymore. He unbuckled. Turning full. Bullshit. You drove 4 hours. That's us. Leaned in. Fury fracturing. You're killing me, kid. Every time you run, I chase. But this, gestured wild. Cops? Fights? We're drowning. Tears tracked his cheeks. Street lamp gold. Then save me. Like always. Kissed him there. Salt and blood mingling. Hands fisting shirts. Backseat tangle. Urgent as confession, bodies mapping forgiveness. Thrusts punctuation to please. Stay, he gasped. Arching. Please. I will. Promised in sweat-slick lies. Back home. Ma waited porch vigil. Tea steaming. Hugged Jose fierce. My boys. Whole again. Ignored the limp. The whispers. We nursed him. Ice packs. Ma's soup. Days blurring domestic. Nights. His room. Slow explorations. Whispers weaving futures. Chicago can wait, he murmured. Fingers tracing my scars. Build here. You. Me. Art studio in the barn. Dreamt it vivid. Fixer-upper nearby. Mornings tangled. Evenings sketching by firelight. No hiding, just love, unapologetic. But dreams crack under boots. Pause will reading next week. Farm split. But conditions. Lawyer droned. Pause codicil. Scribbled whiskey-fueled. To Douglas, the stead, provided he marries proper, gives me grandsons. Jose gets nothing if he shames the name. Shame. Word like gunshot. Jose bolted mid-meeting, chair toppling. Found him in fields, shotgun in lap, Pa's old Remington, shells scattered. He knew, he choked, barrel under chin. Somehow. Hated me all along, dropped to knees, wrenching it away. No. God. No. Cradled him, rocking. You're enough. Always. That night. Storm broke, rain lashing windows like judgment. We made love desperate. Lightning strobing bodies. Thunder masking cries. Marry me, I whispered post-climax. Ringless plea. Fuck the will. We'll run. He laughed wet. Elope to Vegas? Cowboys and neon. Anywhere. As long as it's us. Dawn brought cops, not Harlan. State troopers. Badges gleaming. Douglas Hale? Step out. Tyler's complaint escalated. Not just assault, but hate crime twist. Lie spun. Jose lured him, me covering incestuous shit. Evidence? Photos grainy, from shadows. Our kisses, embraces. Harlan sold out, Pa's ghost whispering. Cuffed on porch, Ma wailing. What sin is this? Jose dragged separate, screaming my name. Doug, I love you. Station hell. Lawyers circling, press sniffing scandal. Brothers in taboo tryst, headlines leered. Ma disowned via voicemail, devils. Both, bail denied, flight risk, they claimed. Cell cold, cot lumpy. Jose adjacent, voices through vent, we'll beat this. Weak grind, arraignments, please. Tyler testified. Smug. They groomed me into their sickness. Bullshit. But jury pool poisoned. Trial blitz, small town circus. Prosecutor painted perversion. Incestuous predators preying on youth. Defense countered. Love. Consensual. Framed by jealousy. Witnesses. Ma absent. But diner folks whispered doubt. Me on stand. Sweat beading. Jose's my brother in every way that matters. Saved me as much as I him. Cross. Lover. You mean, flinched. Yes. Jose testified. Voice steel. I chose Doug. Every time. No regrets. Verdict hung 2 days. Courtroom stifling. Our eyes locked across aisle, silent vows. Foreman rose. Not guilty. Self-defense. Gasps. Cheers. Our cheers. Muffled. Hugs through bars. Till released. Outside. World scorched. Farm lost to auction. Ma's silence tomb. Friends vanished. Jobs torched. Faggot hails. Graffiti on truck. We ran southwest. New Mexico Badlands. Cheap Adobe. Adobe sunsets. Jose painted canyons fiery. I freelance drafts online. Nights. Porch swings. Stars indifferent witnesses. But scars fester. Tyler sued civil, settled poverty. Nightmares. Pa's ghost. Shotgun raised. Jose woke screaming once. Don't leave. Never. But doubt crept. Was this life? Or limbo? Fall deepened. Leaves blood red. Letter arrived. Ma. Frail script. Forgive. Come home. Pa was wrong. Tempted. Jose wary. Trap. Drove anyway Thanksgiving redux. Elmwood wary. Stairs knives. Ma hugged Bertle. Missed my boys. Dinner tentative. Talk skirting edges. Then Harlan, casual drop-in. Heard you're clean. Good. But eyes lingered on Jose. Hungry. Need work? Co-op's hiring. Jose bristled. I nodded polite. Night. Bed ma made up joint, queen. Quilts familiar. Think she knows? He whispered. Body spooning mine. Guesses. Kissed shoulder. Doesn't matter. Morning shattered. Door bang. Harlan. Warrant fresh. New evidence. Tyler's ace. Video. Clear now. Us in backseat. Timestamped. Entrapment claim crumbled. Arrest redux. Brutal. Ma collapsed. Sobbing. My fault. Pushed too hard. Jose fought cuffs. Let Doug go. It's me he wants. Station again. But twisted Harlan's grin private. Your pa owed me. Debts paid. Corruption stench. Calls to feds. But small town shields thick. Bail jumped sky. Crowdfunded scraps from online allies. Rainbow flags waving digital. Released. But tagged. Ankle monitors. Curfews. Went underground friends in Tulsa. Couchsurfing shadows. Jose sketched furious. Murals of defiance on abandoned walls. We'll expose him, he vowed. Charcoal smudged. One night, motel neon buzzing. He broke. Tired. Doug. Of running. Held him close. One more fight. Winter gripped like talons. Oklahoma ice storms glazing roads to mirrors, reflecting fractured lives. We holed up in a Tulsa sublet. Blinds drawn. Takeout wrappers avalanche on counters. Jose's art sold sporadic online. Raw pieces screaming queer rage. Buyers from coasts whispering solidarity. I hustled odd jobs. Bar back. Delivery. Anything cash under table. Ankle bracelets chafed. Reminders ticking. Harlan's web unraveled slow. Anonymous tips mine. Fed-to-Fed contacts via burner phone. Pa's old debts. Gambling IOUs. Harlan collecting flesh. Tyler? Pawn. Bitter ex with daddy's lawyer. Break came February. Raid on Harlan's trailer. Badges swarming like locusts. Evidence haul. Tapes. Ledgers. Polaroids us. Others. Elmwood's underbelly exposed. Headlines flipped. Deputy's depravity. Blackmail ring busted. Charges snowballed. Corruption. Extortion. Assault. Tyler folded. Plea deal spilling. Harlan's coercion. Fabricated evidence. Videos lost in evidence lockup, poof. Dismissals cascaded. Monitors clipped off in a sterile office. Freedom metallic tang. Drove home, no. To Ma's sun-thawing fields. She waited. Thinner. Eyes hollow but hopeful. Boys. Hugs enveloped. Tentative then tight. Tour of house. Pa's chair empty. Quilt mended. Forgave him. Forgive me? Jose teared. Nothing to forgive. Ma. Dinner simple, pot roast. Stories skirting scars. Laughter tentative. Blooming. Proud of you, she said, squeezing hands. Both, we stayed. Reclaimed farm, auction reversed. Community shame fund buyback. Barn transformed. Jose's studio, canvases exploding color. I engineered solar arrays, green energy for black soil. Spring equinox. Under creek willows, our spot, we exchanged rings. No Vegas flash. Silver bands. Engraved always. Vows whispered. Through storms and shotguns. You're my horizon. Ma walked him down aisle. Porch. Wildflowers in hair. Take care of each other. Nights deepened love. Slow dances in kitchen. Bodies sinking like tides. Conflicts lingered, PTSD flares. Jose's nightmares, but therapy bridged. Human again. Summer festival. Elmwood Pride fledgling. Rainbows tentative on lampposts. We marched hand in hand. Stares softening to nods. Kids waved flags. Old-timers grumbled quiet. One evening. Sunset bleeding gold. Jose sketched me. Porch lean. Ice content. That moment, he said, pencil pausing. Quarry. First kiss. When I knew, smiled, pulling him close. Mine too. Nothing the same, better. Storm brewed distant, but we faced it braced. Love, human and hard won, our anchor. In America's heartland, two brothers rewrote the script. Not tragedy, but testament. Grit, grace, and all the messy in between. Years folded. Gallery shows for Jose. New York buzz. My firm boomed. TED Talks on sustainable farms. Ma grandkids? Adopted twins. Rambunctious. Calling us dads. Elmwood evolved, Pride annual now. Harlan's cell rotting. But roots deep in that shotgun night. Echo fading. We built from shards. A life, unapologetic, loved. The end? Not. Just the moment everything began.